Hello, this is a quick walkthrough through the files for the Atlas creator for Houdini Cops. What this does is basically it takes an input, for example this Game Boy video right here, and it turns it into ASCII mappings, for example, or you can also map it to any shapes you want. It basically samples from any texture you want, and it works via the cell creator, which outputs a UV map for each cell, which will then be used in the UV sampler to sample the atlases from. If we take a look at the cell creator, we can see the settings here. You can adjust the cell size. We can adjust the atlas size, which also always needs to line up with the atlas size here. Then we have edge detection, which is turned off right now, but if we turn that on, you can see that the edges get mapped to specific characters. And if you use edge detection and you want to use ASCII tiles, the first 4 characters are always used for edge detection. So these need to be in this order for the edges to be displayed properly. And then we just have threshold when an edge gets detected in sampling, and the strength, how strong the edges are. You can also take a look at the last slot to see the edge map. Yeah, this is the strength, and then the sampling is used, the threshold is used in sampling. If we turn off edge detection, it only uses luminance-based sampling. You can take a look at the luminance map right here. And it basically looks at the brightness of each cell and then maps it to one of the cells in the atlas. And as you can see here, this goes from dark to bright, and it basically goes just along this line here and samples the characters, which comes out to this. And there's this atlas sampling offset. Like I said before, the edge detection used the first 4 characters, and in order to skip them, you can just add this offset, and then it skips over the first 4 characters in this case. Some other things the cell creator outputs is the average color, and then there's an ID map for each cell, which you can use to mask out specific characters if you want. We have a random color for each cell, and then the edge map. Let's quickly look at the Atlas shape creator as well. This is basically a subnetwork that just creates a grid of patterns, and the nice thing about this is you have the full power of subs to create anything you want. Right now it's set to circles, for example, but you can just dive in and replace that with the Houdini logo, for example, and then you're mapping out Houdini logos. Sorry about that sound. And you can also use polygons. I've created some presets here, but the interesting thing is you can dive in yourself. And then we also have some scale controls for the smallest cell and the biggest cell of the size, is basically just remapping the p-scale. And you have a ramp here as well to control the size. Yeah, that's basically it.